Hello, welcome to Wednesday Night Chat. I'm not sure who's going to join me tonight. It could be a solo show, so be warned. I sent out invitation to Patrick and John. For sure, Anthony cannot join us tonight, so he's out of commission, taking care of Reaper, little typhoon, little hurricane. But maybe Patrick, maybe John, who knows? I sent out the invitation, but if they're not here, that's fine. You know me, I can run a solo show. Hello, Deadpool, 71 King, HME3, Knights of O, and Simons. Yes, Papa John, Nick. Hello, welcome to the Wednesday night chat. I don't really have any major topic today. For sure, I just spent the last few minutes looking at. Hello, Michael Andrew. The magazine released a bunch of new pictures today of Captain Marvel. Pretty cool pictures. I'm getting excited about that movie with all the new pictures and Captain Marvel, for whatever reason, the name of the actress, Brie Larson. For some reason, I had a senior moment there where I could not remember her name, but Brie Larson looked pretty darn good in the Captain Marvel uniform, and they show pictures of Jude Law as well with all the Kree. He even have a gun. It's kind of strange to see a Kree Captain Marvel, as they call him, with a gun holster on. So I can't wait. I mean, I cannot wait until the first trailer for that movie. I am excited about that. You know, it's a good time to be a comic book fan because in the next 6 months there'll be all kind of goodness. We'll see when. My guess is we will see the Avengers trailer around the time where Captain Marvel came out. So if I had to guess, when will we see the next Avengers trailers? It would be Captain Marvel, right? Or Captain Marvel, as they call it. Michael Andrew said, "What do you think of TBB trade? What's TBB? You might have to help me out there. I'm not sure what TBB stand for." Hello, we love comics, Lord Tadman and Greg Wagner. Yes, so super excited about that movie. And for those that follow the market, no doubt Captain Miss Marvel #1 is hot. Miss Marvel #1 shot up and broke crazy record a few years back when the movie news first announced. Okay, I remember I had a 9.8 copy, and I sold it shortly after that. I didn't catch the big jump. It jumped to like 2,300 or something like that, and then it came down. I think I got mine 1850, 1900 or something like that, and then the book came all the way down to like 1,200. For those that follow the market, I haven't checked GPA to see where it bottomed last year, but it rose to over 2,200, and then it crashed, I believe, around 1,200. Speaking of which, might as well. I have the time. Let's go to GPA to see what happened with Miss Marvel #1.
Hello.
Oh, Patrick is here. Hello, Patrick. Good evening. I'm talking about I'm looking up GPA for Ms. Marvel #1.
Oh. I was wondering if it'll ever catch and surpass Marvel Superheroes 13.
We'll see. You know, I know it. Let's see, Miss Marvel #1, Evening Maurice, and Stephen Wilkinson.
You know, I never looked close, but did Black Panther #1 ever catch up to FF52?
No.
No?
Black Panther #1. I can look it up in a few seconds. But Miss Marvel #1. Okay, I'm looking it up here because I remember I had a bunch of copies, a bunch of 9/8s, and when the movie news came out, right, that book exploded. But that's back in
2015, probably, right? 16.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Let's look. 2014. Goodness gracious, can you believe that?
No, I can.
Yeah, in 2014, I had 3 copies of Miss Marvel #1. One was a 9/6 and 2 was 9/8.
Wow.
And when the news came out, right, that book shot up to 2,200, like that. I thought that was insane. I consigned my book with Comic Link, and my copy fetched, I believe, $18.50.
Wow.
And at the time, I told everyone shortly after that that now that the craze is here, it will die down because we're talking 2 or 3 years away before we see any kind of pictures. Or back then, there was just an announcement, no casting,
no. They didn't even have the cast yet. Yeah.
They didn't even have like an exact date when they're gonna release the movie. This is just gonna give you the timeline. Like, oh, we're gonna do Black Panther and we're gonna do Captain Marvel, and the book went crazy. The book was a $400 book. It went to 2,200. I took my money and ran. I sold the 9/8 copies. I had the 9/6 still. So my prediction back then was the book will come down to earth, but it will start to rise as the movie come near. And now that we are 4 years later, the book broke record last month at 2,250. It came back. It came down all the way. The low end of GPA over the last 4 years was under 1,000.
And that's for #1.
Yep. The low point was.
I don't know, but what are her appearances as Miss Marvel? Is that her first appearance as Miss Marvel?
Yes. Well, the way her Carol Danvers was introduced in that Marvel.
Yep, 13. And then I think it's 16 or 18 where the Manadroid's on the cover, and that's where her powers kind of come out. That's where she actually gets her powers.
She got her power in Captain Marvel issue 18.
Yeah, 18. I got that. Yeah.
And then, but she got the power, but she did not know she had the power. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where she got the power, but she didn't really. There's no costume.
No, yeah.
And then Miss Marvel 1 is when she had the costume and become.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I didn't know if there was any other appearances before Miss Marvel 1 because, I mean, that was what? How big of a gap? There was almost 10 years between that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you're talking Miss Marvel 1.
77, isn't it?
77. Yeah. It's
I think Captain Marvel 18. That what was that? It was probably like 69, maybe.
Well, Marvel Superhero 13
was a 1968 book.
Yeah, correct. So you're talking like 9 years.
Yeah, so I wonder what the heck she did between then. I guess she flew around jets or something. She was Air Force captain.
They didn't know what to do with her. Okay, they didn't know. Exactly. It's just one of those creations where they're just like, well, it's pretty much the same thing with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do with them. They still don't. I mean, they killed him, so I guess that's what they decided to do with him.
Captain Marvel was pretty much, well, he lasted maybe 9 issues, 10, I can't remember. Not many, okay? Maybe 14, I can't remember exactly. But he didn't last more than 2 years. And then only when Jim Starlin came on board and retconned him that you know, Roy Thomas did too. Roy Thomas did some retcon with him. with that entire that younger character.
Hey, Rick Jones. Rick Jones, the ultimate sidekick.
Yes.
And the nega bands, they'd snap them together and they'd go to the negatives. One would go to the nega zone and rot on an asteroid while the other guys got to fly around and have powers.
Yeah. So yeah, it's as far as to answer your previous first question, Black Panther. Now that I have GPA open, so anybody in the chat room, since I have GPA open, you're welcome to ask me any specific question.
What I was wondering is because Jungle Action 5 was a reprint book, right? It wasn't until 6 where a new story came out for Black Panther.
Correct. That's why I always kind of chuckle at the fact that people pay so much for Jungle Action 5
that's what's funny though, is people pay more for Black Panther 1 than Jungle Action 5, 6, 7, however many you want to go, because he ran another 10, 12 issues in Jungle Action before he got his own series.
Correct.
And that actually was a much better storyline. That storyline in Jungle Action 6 through, was it 12 maybe, is a great storyline.
Black Panther 1, a 9.8 go for $1,500.
God.
I'm telling you, if you see the, I had a 9.8 copy that I sold for $130 back in 2010.
Well, it was a nothing book.
It was. I mean, I slapped a ton. I had a ton of late 70s, early issues in like near mint conditions. I slapped a bunch of them, like Eternal. I got 198. Black Panther, I had 1 or 298. Miss Marvel, I had 298. You name it. Just about everything in the late 70s, I had 98. Like, it's insane. And I remember selling Black Panther #1 for like $130 or something stupid. It was not even $200.
You know what though? One in the hand's worth more than two in the bush. I mean, you can't hang on to everything forever. I'm sure there's a guy somewhere that has a long box full of ROM 1s, 9/8s, and he's just waiting for ROM to hit, Yeah,
the thing is, I have no regret on selling them. I just think it's so funny that how, and this go with almost everything in this hobby, right? A lot of people that sold, say, Amazing Fantasy 15, 5 years ago. I'm sure every single person that sold an Amazing Fantasy 15, regardless of the grades, miss out on triple the money.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I sold all my 9/8 Spider-Man 300s back a year ago, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah.
I got rid of all of those. I was able to get a Fantastic Four 1 and a bunch of other Silver Age, gems. To me, I'd rather have those than the modern stuff. Now, if I was a huge Venom fan, well, yeah, then you got to have that. That's a must-have book. But, I'd rather have the older stuff.
Yeah. Hello to Charles Winberg. Never heard of that before.
Well, welcome.
Ken Morrissey and Goomba is in the house. We have 30 people watching at this moment.
That's pretty good.
30 people. And then if you don't know Patrick, Anthony could not make it tonight.
Yeah, he sent me a message earlier. He's on Little Reaper watch. So.
Yeah, after last week or 2 weeks ago when Little Reaper went crazy, I think it's tough. Little Reaper is at this stage where it's very difficult. I mean, I can tell you, I heard people, I'm sure everybody that have kids talk about the terrible 2s.
Yeah.
I did not have a terrible 2s.
Nope.
I have terrible 3.
Yeah, 3 to 4 is the worst.
Yeah, 3 and 4 to me was much worse than 2.
Yeah, 2 is just a tantrum, but when they get to 3, they start having, they can have cognitive skill and they can start figuring things out, and you can't trick them anymore.
And plus, they more needy.
Yeah.
It's at some point they don't care to play with you, but at 3 and 4, they're really needy.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be. I mean, to me, that was my most difficult time with Anthony. I told this many years is between 3 and 4. I have a heck of a time between 3 and 4 because A, he's home with me all day long. B, he's too young for daycare. So what I used to do was when he was 3 and 4, I would take him to there's like a community center near my house where I can go there and hang out with other moms and little kids that same age, and they can just run around for like an hour. But that's but that's just 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with the other so many hours that he running around climbing on things and need to be entertained.
Yeah.
We took a lot of stroll on the beach. We did a lot of that. Walk on the beach and just play with the sand, but it's a lot of work. To me, the most work that I had to do with Anthony was 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah. Now imagine that, and I had 4 under the age of 6.
Oh. There's a question in the chat room. Simon asked me Adventure Comics 80. Okay, let me look. Adventure. I'm not. Is that a key of any sort? I'm not familiar with Adventure Comic whatsoever.
Oh, that would be Lee and Kirby still, right?
Adventure Comics issue 80. Here we go. You're asking the wrong man. I know very little about this title. Adventure 80. Here we go. 3.0. Unfortunately, my man, there is nothing in recent decade.
That's hard when that happens. And I think that I always think of Knights of Old when I see it, because he's a big Golden Age guy. And it's got to be really hard if he's looking for a book. How does he know? Some of these books are obscure enough that they haven't sold recently, and they're in collections. They don't change hands. So how do you price them?
The best I can help you, Simon, is in 2000. You can't even do that. The 2014, which is 4 years ago. 4 years ago, a 5.5 go for 275. That's not much help there, but other than that, most of the data is like a decade old. It's never useful. The most recent one is 2018, but it is an 8.5 pedigree, and that went for 1,350. So it's a big difference between an 8.5 and a 3.0. So the lowest grade in GPA for that book is a 4.0, and it was $181 back in 2012. Okay, so that's about as useless as I can help you. So what's going on with the house, Patrick? What's going on with the renovation?
Well, the master bath, all the plumbing, electric's done. Drywall started going up today. I picked up all the tile. That's why I was a little late. I was unloading it in the garage.
Oh.
I know you moved boxes of tile before, but they're 50 some pounds a piece. So
yep, trust me, they're heavy. They're heavy. I moved 2,000 square feet of hardwood floor, and that was so heavy.
Yeah, flooring is some of the heaviest stuff. And
oh my God!
Tomorrow, cement board's coming in, and then I have a guy coming to. I have all casement windows in this house. They're old wooden windows. So he's going to go through and take apart all the mechanisms and make sure they're all working correctly. And I don't know, there's like 20 windows in the house, so he's going to be here a while.
Okay, another question on GPA. Hope 181 5.0.
That book is, I think, it's done a pretty good blip lately. I looked at it right before I came on because I was trying to price out the one that I have, and it's a lot higher than when I bought it. So
2225.
Wow.
2225 is the last sales in September, just last week, a couple days ago.
Yeah, that book's heating up again.
Woo.
It's always warm, but I mean, it's bubbling again.
Yeah, it's bubbling, that's for sure. It's sizzling. It's dizzying. I mean, when a 9.4 is literally around 9,500 to 10,000, it's not breaking the 10,000 barrier yet.
No.
But it's getting there.
Yeah, it's like $1,000 a point, right?
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, it's Tale of Suspense 45. So, did you buy anything good at all the last week, Patrick? Since you are still busy with the house.
I bought 10 more short boxes because I came to realize those file cabinets held a lot more than I thought they did, and I forgot I had all those bookcases, and they were all full of stuff. And my reading pile was about 120 comics. So I just at the end of packing, I just started putting comics in regular like paper boxes and stuff, and I can't stand the look of it. So until some other rooms are emptied out, my master bedroom is going to have these in it for a little while.
Are you going to buy more metal cabinet?
I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. There's going to be a nice area downstairs. There'll be a very big room downstairs. It's a walkout basement. The ceilings are, high. It's normal height ceilings, and that's going to get totally renovated too. I gutted it already, but I'll put a big screen TV on the wall and some club chairs, and all my movie and comic book and toy stuff will go up on the walls. So I'll actually have more wall space than I used to have. But then the main storage, I think, will be up here in a closet. And that's where I'll probably keep the file cabinets with all the, my personal collection in it. And I still have about 11 short boxes of, really nice old bronze and silver books too that I'm going to sell off. So I'm going to be busy over the winter, I guess.
Another question: AG Surfer Silver Surfer 4 8.5 is $927. Last sale in July.
Yeah.
That book has also doubled.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 years. If you bought that book 3 years ago, you would have paid $500. Okay. Now it's $927. So not quite double, but you get the pictures.
Yeah. It's exciting. So no, other than that though, I really haven't bought anything else.
Yeah, I bought.
I tried. I know you saw a couple things that I bid on, and I got.
Speaking of try, you still have, for those that are active on eBay, you still have 4 hours and 39 minutes left to get 10% coupon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you buy something $100 or more on eBay right now, you get 10% off. So
I haven't been able to take advantage of any of those. I haven't found anything I liked.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the last 3, okay? This one, and last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a 15% one.
I got a 20.
Yeah, I couldn't find a damn thing.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm not just going to buy something just for buying its sake. So.
Yeah, I was like, I look at them, I'm just like, there's nothing here I want. I'm like, to be honest, I was too lazy as well. I'm just like, I spent like maybe 20 minutes, and I'm just like, forget it. I'm just, I don't want to buy anything. I'm done. But yeah, I did not buy anything with the 15% coupon. I did not buy anything with the 10% coupon yesterday and today. So
I will, though. I figure I'm just letting the war chest build up. I'm still selling, comics, and I sell electronics too. So I just been stockpiling that in my PayPal account. So I'm ready to strike like a young cobra.
It's 10% eBay bucks. Okay, it's not 10% off. I prefer 10% eBay bucks. Or when it comes down to eBay discount, I think some people would prefer like immediate discount.
Yeah.
Or eBay bucks. To me, for some reason I prefer eBay bucks.
It's like free money. It's like finding a 20 in your winter jacket when you put it on.
Because it allowed me to put that money away and buy something else later when I find something.
Yes.
Because when you save 10%, the 10% you save, you end up buying coffee or something. You don't have it. But when you put away 10% into eBay bucks and it sit there in my eBay account a month later, 3 months later, when something good show up, I can get $50 off or whatever I built up on my eBay account. Then bang, it's like a freebies.
Right, and it makes it better.
Yeah. So
I know a couple big purchases, like my Fantastic 448, I got that way. Between eBay bucks and a couple eBay cards, I think it was close to $400 off on that book. So it's like getting it for half price. That book's still going crazy.
Yeah, Dr. Bagshila just woke up, so he wants to join the chat. So I would send him a link.
He's sleeping on the bench in the back again. He mows the lawn, and then he'll have a beer, lay down on that bench in his backyard, and he'll fall asleep.
Correct, Ken. The eBay bucks does expire, but they give you like 2 months, right, or something like that to spend.
They will tell you when, and they don't warn you though, because they will expire if you don't use them. And it's not like they say, "Hey, you get another day." It's like they tell you once, and then you better remember.
Well, the way I do it is like whenever I get the email, this is what I do. Okay. Mm-hmm. Whenever I get the email that say your eBay bucks is ready for you to use, right away my radar go up for the next, because every week or two they have a 10% coupon thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially if you don't buy. That's the other thing for those of
Yeah.
you watching. Don't buy for a week, and you'll get so many offers you won't know what to do with it.
That's why
I haven't bought in 3 weeks, and every day I'm getting 3 or 4 coupons.
I had a trick video before where I said that if you are too active, if you are buying daily,
you'll never get one.
My advice is create a second account.
Yeah.
And start to buy at that account and leave the one that you are so busy with thousands of feedback, leave that alone for a month, and then you will get all kind of coupons. Okay, so
what happened with me?
I have 2 accounts. Okay, I have 2 accounts. I can guarantee you, not both accounts have the same coupons every time. it's either or. Okay, sometimes both. Sometimes both will get the same coupons, but many times one will pop up and one didn't have it. So I use both accounts to do my buying.
Yep.
I use one account strictly for selling, but I have 2 accounts. I advise everybody to have 2 accounts, because then eBay Robo, the machine, the computer, will try to send you coupon as much as they can to entice you to do it. So do that. Okay, that's how you get the 10% coupon.
I think it's the 20-day mark is what because I paid attention this time, and at 20 days is when I started getting flooded with offers. So I haven't purchased in 20 days, and now I'm getting all kinds of stuff for it. So
yeah,
if you hold out, but you can't always do it. You got to push that button sometimes.
Yeah. So my like I said, to complete my story, I wait once I get the notice that my eBay Bucks is ready to use. I then pay attention to any kind of 10% or 20% or 15% eBay Bucks or eBay discount, whatever, because we know eBay cannot go a month without giving you discount. So just be patient. Put a couple of things you want in the basket, in your watch list, and as soon as you get the 10% extra coupon off, then you use it. You use your eBay Bucks on top of a 10% coupon. Yeah,
free money. It is like free money.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Email today from CGC that they're opening up a branch in England, in London.
Whoa, is that true?
September 10th. I got the email today.
Wowza.
Yeah.
CGC going to the UK.
Going to the UK for all of you watching. So let me see if I can pull it up here.
We gotta tell Brooke from the UK to apply for a job as a grader there.
He would love it.
Brooke has been pretty quiet, so hopefully he's okay.
He comments every now and again. He I don't see it on here.
Yeah, let me see why John is not joining us. Let me try one more time. I sent John 2 invitations.
Yeah, here we go. CGC London office to open September 10th, 2018.
My question is, are they hiring graders there, or are they just going to put an office there and then ship everything back to the US?
I can't imagine they do that. It's got to be the cost.
Yeah, but I think it's a cost of business where, if you, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, that guy that he was doing videos, and then I think he had some health problems, so he had to shut himself down. Was Comic Boss One, and he highlighted a company over there that did slabbing. It was a European company. I wouldn't be surprised if they just bought that company.
Yeah.
Quality looked pretty good.
Simon Comics. I used to buy stuff from Heritage. I have not bought anything from Heritage last year I won an original art piece from a Heritage auction, but that was the last thing that I bought from Heritage. Other than that, last year and this year so far, 0 comics. Okay. Yeah, the biggest problem with CGC or CBCS or any grading company has always been like the issue of consistency has always been a problem, right?
Yeah.
And they know, and they talk about it, that if they open multiple offices, that discrepancy will get bigger or more frequent. Just because, when you have more people, it's just gonna create.
What you really don't want to have happen, and this will happen with, like, say you think of a local restaurant chain, maybe not a national, but like say they have 4 or 5. Inevitably, you always gravitate towards one of the restaurants because it's perceived to be better. And you could end up with a situation like that with CGC, where if they say they had an LA office and a Florida office, well, people, even if it wasn't true, might say, well, yeah, send your stuff to the LA office because they grade more lenient. You'll get better grades out of there. So I think that's part of the reason to have one beehive, instead of multiple. But I think there's a lot on market share in Europe, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. If my inkling say that there's just going to be like an office where they will take your books and do the packing and the shipping express right to CGC in Sarasota.
Basically like having a convention storefront.
Yeah, that's my hunch. Okay, because to me, it's just like, it make it convenient for people, because a lot of people just hate shipping. They don't trust shipping long distance.
No.
And it's too costly, right? But if CGC does it where they do it in bulk,
yeah,
right? Instead of like having one box that will cost you $50 to ship 10 books, they can ship 100 books.
A pallet.
$100. So I think my hunch is that's what they're doing. Is like they're keeping the same crew here, but they're gonna set up like a 3 or 4 man office front in the UK and just receive, packing, and shipping.
we got boots on the ground there. Why don't some of you UK guys check that out for us and let us know what's going on the 10th?
Simon, to answer, Dr. Bonchilla, I sent you 3 links. So I don't know what else to tell you, Doctor.
Didn't Kyle Rowe just move to England?
I believe he moved. I don't know where.
I know he was in Scotland, but I think he moved to England.
I don't know. I think I would be out of the loop. I just know that he moved. I heard he moved, but I can't say where.
Well, hopefully, Silver Age Surfer will report back for us.
Yeah, Simon, to answer your question, the original art piece that I won at Heritage was a Jim Aparo Aquaman original arts. It's a little piece. It's not the standard double size or triple size, whatever they do. It's a smaller than usual piece. It's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, I took it out last month because I had to figure out what frame. The problem with original art is so many of them are in different sizes, and sometimes just don't fit.
Or you could probably pick one larger size frame and just mat them accordingly. So
that's what I have to do, because I have frame that the mat is too small. I need to buy another mat that is taller.
Yeah.
But right now it's squishing the top, the vertical thing of the thing, so I can't use it yet. Any
questions tonight? I'm trying to read the chat, but it's going by so fast it's hard to read.
I had some question, but I had a hard time finding it. I've been busy the last couple of days trying to restore a bunch of stuff on my computer. It was a pain in the ass to restore all the stuff that was on my computer.
Yeah, right after you told me that, I got up 2 different, a hard drive and a thumb drive, and I backed up everything.
I didn't lose a lot. I lost some. The biggest pain in the ass is all the software that I download and use.
Yep.
They're all in the cloud, so.
It takes forever sometimes if you don't have it real fast.
Some of them are like, I bought like 3 or 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and I had to like find I had to email the company, ask for the keys, and prove this and prove that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, but everything is back to normal now. But it took me a couple of days. There was a bunch of questions, but I can't seem to find it.
Open it up to the chat.
Yeah, the chat is there. Yeah, Doc, if you're still watching, I don't know what to tell you. I sent you 3 invitations, so it's in your email somewhere. I don't know what else to tell you. Speaking of, so how far are you in the TV show Ozarks?
I am on episode 4, season 2.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's the episode. Everyone, plug your ears. Spoiler alert! Mm-hmm. It's where the FBI raids his house.
Yeah, it gets better and better. And I'll tell you, I thought the first 2 or 3 episodes was kind of slow.
Mm-hmm.
and then the last 6 are just killers. It's just like so good. It's exceeded seasons. The last 6 episodes exceeded season 1 for me.
Did they flesh out what the son's doing with the passport and the bank account and all that? Did they help? That?
Yes, and it's pretty good.
Okay, don't say anymore. I don't want to know because I saw that.
One thing I did not mention in my review is what makes this show great is that the young cast are so good.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is they don't spoon feed you this show, and I love that you actually have to figure yourself out. You can't. They don't just say, "Hey, remember this? This is what's happening," and they don't make people talk out loud or have stupid conversations to be, to narrate. Basically, just lazy writing. That show doesn't do it.
Paco Rizzo, Doc. Hello, Doc. You here?
Hello, Doc. You gonna make it? You need some pre-mail, Doc.
I'm here. Yeah,
I'm gonna send some Jenny Cream mail down to you. That'll fix you up.
Oh Lord, please don't. Please don't.
Okay. Parker Rizzo said he sent me some question, but I'm not sure if I see it. If I missed your question, my apology. But sometimes I get so many emails that I don't get to all of them. So yeah, Parker, if you know the question, go ahead and re-ask it, because I don't know if we answered your question or not. I know I missed a bunch of questions because I get so many questions over the week, and sometimes I just can't locate the damn email.
Yeah, I watched some of the shows that I wasn't on with you guys, and of course, I answer the questions aloud when they get asked, and I try to get.
Nobody ever asked me anything. I think everyone's afraid of me or something. I don't know.
They don't want the wrath.
Hey, I don't know what to say.
So did you finish your rebagging project, John?
No. I've still got a long way to go. I did a video today, and we've had a little bit of a heat wave here in central Pennsylvania, and
us too. Up in
it's been real hot back here in my laundry room and all that, where I'm shooting the videos, and anything over 70 degrees and I'm out, folks. That's it. I'm getting too old, so I don't like it too hot, I don't like it too cold. So I shot that video today, but my goodness, Nick, yeah, I've got dozens of books to pull out of those top loaders and put into some fresh Mylar. But I started today anyway, and then I took a nap, and I just woke up, and here I am. Lucky you.
We're all caught up today.
Speaking of the devil, Brooke from the UK is in the house.
No.
Oh, Brooke.
Did he hear the good news about CGC?
He asked, did he miss something about CGC UK? And I told him, go get a job, Brooke.
The perfect job for him.
Go get a job at CGC.
You'll be the slabber.
If you need reference, ask me.
What's the good news? Are they going to start grading Golden Age books like they grade modern books?
No, they're opening a branch in London.
No.
No, it's like I said, I can't. After all the mess with CBCS and the move, which was pretty ugly as far as delay and all that stuff. Oh, it's such a nightmare logistically for these companies to operate. It's I don't know. I was wait and see what's going on with the UK.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, I didn't buy a whole lot of much of anything, but I will take one thing I bought to show Doc, because I think Doc would enjoy this one.
Hey Patrick, I was just messing with you, man. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I was just.
Hey, quick question. You showed a book, and I can't get it out of my brain. It shows an old 50s car screeching around the corner. It's an EC book, and there's hands coming up from a manhole cover.
Oh, Vault of Horror 14.
All right. It's been in my brain, and I haven't been able to get it out since. That image.
I think it's 14.
All right.
You know, Patrick, hey, I'm getting old and my dementia's kicking in. I think it's definitely Vault of Horror, and I think it's number 14.
All right. Well, I'll root it out. I'll take a look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually my uber favorite EC book.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cover.
Yeah, and I got that cover, that copy from EC Ed here about 6 months ago.
Yeah, no,
he had an extra copy, and he offered it to me. So
is New York City Comic Con this coming weekend, or is it next weekend?
New York City Comic Con, is that the one that Anthony's going to attend?
Yeah, Anthony's going and Mike's going. They both are. I'm sure a bunch of the guys watching too that are in the New York City, New Jersey area are probably going too.
Let me look. I am so out of the convention scene. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I know Baltimore's coming up too.
Yeah, Baltimore. I'm actually planning on attending.
Are you going to do some live video from the floor?
Sure, why not?
That'd be great.
Why not? Yeah.
After your last experience when you went to that small VFW show and you were like not even veiledly pissed, but
oh well, yeah, that was crazy. I mean, for something that with just thousands of people there,
yeah,
labeled a Comic-Con, having to dig deep into the corners of the building for comic books was kind of a shock.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think New York City's like that. It's
I'm sure
it is kind of a circus, but yeah. Baltimore is supposed to be like Heroes Con in Charlotte, I guess, is what everyone tells me.
Here's one of the question for us. Would you hold Captain Marvel books long term for the MCU Phase 4, or play the price action before each film? Basically, he's asking, should he cash out?
Is he talking Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel?
I'm guessing Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Okay. For me, it's always been, as far as selling, the best time for me that I found to sell is between the time that they release the trailer and where the actual movie comes out.
Yeah.
There's a small 6-week window in there. If you can hit that right, I think is where you can get the biggest yield. But I don't know if that's true nowadays, because sometimes if it's a stinker of a movie and someone sees it, you know, I don't think that Venom trailer's done Venom any favors.
And even if the movie is a hit, the
fervor goes away.
Yeah, you know, look at New Mutant '98.
Yeah,
that book blew up with the first movie. It then kind of have a 10-15% drop after the first movie. And then when the second movie came out, it kind of bounced a little bit, but it's not doing like new record.
No, and I'm surprised. I figured that book would be like over $3,000 now, because Deadpool is so popular compared to some of these other characters that this book is.
And think about that. If Deadpool is so popular and yet that book cannot break out, with the movie success, then what is to say about the rest of the other books, right? I mean, when you look at, like, you know, Rocket Raccoon, all the B-listers, all the B-listers that have successful movie, Ant-Man, you name it, if they cannot break out and basically get left in the dust because people care more about X-Men 1 and FF1 and all the other stuff, then what else can they do as far as the movie is concerned to go higher, right? I mean, if you are buying a book for investment return, and what you get is like flat line, no return for 2 or 3 years, what kind of return, what kind of investment is that, right? No. So my take on Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel is, I would, like Patrick, I would sell my remaining copy. I have a 9/6 Miss Marvel one. I would sell that between the first trailer and the release date.
Yep.
And can that book go 10% higher or 20% higher?
Maybe.
Sure. But that's fine with me, you know, because I'm fine with just take the money and enjoy it somewhere else or doing something else. I don't need to squeeze out an extra 10%. I already got 100%.
Agreed. No, I think you're right. Like I said, you know,
I bought that book for $20, and if I can sell it for $600 because it's 9.6, that's fine with me. I don't need to squeeze out another $100 3 years from now. Who cares? No. Who cares? Okay.
You know, and a lot of times too, for me, I've had these books for so long that it's not like I bought it at $1,000 and I'm going to try to sell it for $1,500 and make a little profit. I bought the book sometimes off the shelf, and I've had it in a box for 30, 40 years. So, you know, if I could sell it for $1,000, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Those 3 Spider-Man 9/8s that I had, I bought those off the shelf.
Absolutely. Look at that. You know, at the end of the day, sure, is Spider-Man 300, can it go to 3,000? Yes. But at the same time, you're talking about an extra 20% return.
Yeah.
Heck, if you take that 2,500 and bought an X-Men 1 2 years ago,
yep,
you double, right? So on the grand scheme of like mathematics and accounting, holding on for something that already maxed out, squeezing another 10 or 20% sometimes is not the best thing. Okay, for stock trader, you know it. You know, if you make, when the easy money had been made in a stock, you take the cash and you move on to the next stock.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't sit
around. And if your sole reason is money, then comics probably aren't a good vehicle. But if you're in it for the fun of comic books and enjoying the holding those, having in your collection while they appreciate, it's a lot more fun owning a fun Silver Age comic than it is, you know, 50 shares of Apple. You know.
Here we go. Here you go, Doc. This is what I got. Low grade. Okay, you're talking 2.5-ish, but tough book to find.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh.
Okay, it's complete. Book is, it had a few tears here and there, but as far as complete, no missing chunks, staples is attached.
It's still got gloss, too.
I love the color. You know, it's yes, it's my second Frazetta Famous Funnies comic I got. My second one.
Wow. Oh man.
And I got it for a decent price. I think I paid some $130 or something like that. It's,
what?
Yeah.
I'll give you 150 right now.
It was under $200. Okay, under $200.
Wow.
The thing in front of me, but it's nice. Like I said, you know, it's rough, but hey, when the cover is attached and there's no missing chunks, what else can you complain about, right?
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. Congratulations, bud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
So yes, that's my big buy for the month.
Fabulous book. Wow.
Well, I'm hoping to get to. I have 2 boxes at Mike's that are full of slabs, and I think between the 2 of us, we have at least another 200-300 books coming back. So
when do you plan to shoot the video?
Well, as soon as I get time. You know, last time Mike's been out of town a lot. He's actually using some of his vacation, which is good for him because he was working full time at his job as a software engineer, and then he was doing a comic thing full time as well. So he travels all over the country buying, and then of course getting, you know, prepping his books, and I keep him chained up in the basement and make him press my comics. So
what is Mike most like love, like not like in dollar amount, but if you had to pick the book that he loved the most?
Pre-code horror.
Okay.
That's what he collects. That's what his personal collection is mostly made of. He does have some Silver Age books that he likes a lot. I think a Showcase 4 will be in his future. I think he'll end up with one. I see him getting all the blue chip books, but really his love is the pre-code horror. That he really loves that stuff. He has ECs. He's got a lot of Atlas. That's what he's drawn to.
Here's a funny story. When I first returned to the hobby in 2008, okay, I have never laid eyes on horror or pre-code horror. And I keep seeing the abbreviation on the CGC forum, PCH, PCH. And for some reason, in my mind, I don't know where I got this stupid idea, but in my mind, when I saw the abbreviation PCH, I thought it was Pacific Coast Highway Pedigree.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm like, Pacific Coast Highway? there's a pedigree called Pacific Coast Highway.
I've driven on that. I'll pay extra for that.
And why does this PCH pedigree have all these horror 50s books? What's going on here? Yes, but that's me. That's my naive brain working back in 2008 when I saw PCH.
I'm trying to remember. Somebody showed some Atlas books. It might have been Knights of Old. Somebody, but I love some of those covers, and I'm afraid to start collecting them.
It is DS Comics.
Is that who it was? Somebody. Oh no, it was Hijinks. Comic Hijinks. That guy. He only does a few videos every now and again, but he had some really nice looking Atlas books, and it's definitely one of those things where I'm afraid to start collecting, because if I start getting those, I know I'm going to want all of them.
Yeah. Speaking of auction, for those that follow Comic Link, last week was a crazy auction. Crazy auction. I did the recap today. I will load tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But holy cow, insane. Okay.
Did I see that they have a AF-1575 up right now?
Maybe.
Really great. It blew me away.
Yeah, there was some crazy, insane book. Doc, you would enjoy it. There's a bunch of books that you would love in my recap. It is insane. It's the biggest auction that I can recall in Comic Link for quite some time.
Wow.
It does not have like an Action 1 or Detective 27, but outside of the big mega keys, it's just like insane Silver Age and Bronze and Modern. I mean, 9/8 Swamp Thing 1, you name it. It's just insane. It's one of the few times that I actually had to break the auction recap into 3 videos. Because I was sitting there and compiling the listing. I'm just like, I have like 80 listings here. No way I can. Typically, I prefer to do my recap between 12 and 15 minutes. And then when I saw like 80 plus listings, I'm just like, there's no way I can squeeze 80 listings into a 20-minute videos. I come real quick and just show flash. I decide to break it up into golden, silver, and bronze, and modern, and do 3 separate videos, and they're like 12 minutes a piece. And yeah, it's a lot. It's like 80 listing, insanity. High grade silver, bronze.
Yeah. Bring on the 9.8 20 centers, man.
Yeah, it was.
Non-keys.
It's just insane. Let's see. Scott Farr is in the house as well. Wolf Blitz is here. Hello.
Howdy, y'all.
But yeah, so this I bought 2 things. This and something else.
Wow.
And that something else is I would consider my early birthday gift. So I might have to wait until November to reveal that. I can say this is not a comic book. Hint, not a comic book.
I get an idea what it is.
It's something. No, you don't. I think Dr. Von Schiller might know. But it's something that I wanted for a long, long time. It's so hard to find. Doc was going to give me one of his.
This is intriguing.
No, I don't even remember. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, Doc had this item, and he gave it to a friend.
Oh.
Does that bring little memory?
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah. He was gonna. Well, he wanted his friend to re-gift it to me. But
I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Doc and I talked about this years ago, 5 years ago, or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah.
So it finally showed up on eBay, and I was just like, I'm buying that thing. I don't care. It's one of the few times where I say, did I overpay? Probably.
Who cares?
But who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
It's something I wanted for a decade. I make enough money in this hobby. It's okay to overpay sometime.
Right.
So yes, I bought it. It's sitting in my bedroom right now as I gaze at it every night when I go to bed. I'm like, oh, what a beauty.
Wow. Hey, you know, the item that I wanted to gift to you is in Florida with you. So there is another one down there in Florida with you.
Oh.
It just doesn't happen to be in your bedroom.
Yeah. So, but this item have two of a kind. They make two of them. I would like to make both.
Yeah, I know exactly what we're talking about, bud. Yeah.
I got one. I want the other one. And to tell you the truth, Doc, it's a lot bigger than I thought. You know, it's quite large. Wait until I do the video to show it. It's a lot. Like when you see when you see the picture of that online or on eBay, wherever it is, you thought it's like something like a comic book size. You know, you thought it's like maybe the size of this, because you know, but no, it's a lot bigger. A lot bigger. It's twice the size, 3 times the size.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah, wait till November now, though.
Yeah, you have to wait till November. It's my either that or late October. I figure it's like an early birthday gift because it's so cool. It's like I said, I can tell you this. I wanted that item since 2008. Okay, since I returned to the hobby, I wanted that, and I only seen it up for sales or auction twice in the last 10 years. Twice in the last 10 years. So for me to see it on eBay, I'm just like, it's mine. Hands off.
That's how I was with the Marvel's value stamp book when I finally saw one.
Oh, somebody got an insane minty Marvel stamp book on eBay last month.
Yeah, I Silver Age Dave, I think.
Yeah, was it Dave?
It was Snow White pages.
Oh my God! It's just like I'm telling you. For those that want a Marvel value stamp, keep your eyes on eBay. It's there.
Yeah, it's hard though. I looked. I mean, hey, you got to really be ready too, because they don't last long.
Yeah, it's
and don't mince around with the price.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to save $20 and somebody comes in and grabs it. So.
Well, I'm still missing pro stamps on mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your list.
Well, no. No.
You have that? Did I ever send you the list of where they can all be found? Do you have that list?
Yeah, I have it.
Because some of them, they're in multiple books.
Yep.
Like some people think Shane is only in Hulk 181. It's not. It's in 3 other books. Or 2
I'm missing 8 stamps because I'm missing 12, but I got 4 more in that I need to cut. So after I cut those 4 and glue them in, then I'm down to 8. So I'm missing 8. I have a list. Which I
have on mine. I haven't cut them yet. I have the last 4 in books. I haven't cut them yet. That's one of my upcoming videos.
Action 19. That's a tough book, my man. Tough book.
John, did you buy anything lately?
I got a couple of books in the mail today. Nothing tremendously exciting. They're new books.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new Fantastic Four #1.
Oh, cool.
Just a regular copy, and the Fantastic Four #1 reprint.
Yeah. I didn't like that they jumped the price on that because, you know, they've been doing those True Believer books, and then they kind of pulled a fast one, I think, on people with that book.
Could be, but I have like 5 or 6 FF #1 reprints, so I wasn't going to abandon, you know.
Yeah, I messed up. I wanted to the week that came out. I was going to do the Power Records Fantastic Four.
The Way It Began.
The Way It Began, Power Records, yeah.
Power Records presents, yes.
Yeah. I'll still do it, but it's just I didn't get it done. My record player is packed away right now, so.
A nightmare. That's what Ben Grimm enters when he sees Susie murdered by Dr. Doom.
Same sound effect for everything. It doesn't matter if it's a laser beam, the Fantastic Car, it's that whippy.
Well, it's almost 8 o'clock, but before we go, there's a question here that is very. I will ask a question, but it's a tough question to answer from Rizzo. He was asking, like, is it time to sell the big books like Hulk 181, FF48, FF49, Spider-Man 121, 129? Is it time to sell?
How old are you, bud?
Yeah. And what's your reason for selling?
Yeah, what do you see for your future?
Yeah, the question my answer, okay, this is my answer. My answer is there is no way to know when it is a good time to sell. There's nothing wrong to sell a little. Like if you have all those books like Hulk 181, FF48, FF49, Spider-Man 121, Spider-Man 129, blah, 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 blah. It's nothing wrong to sell some of those books. Okay, just like in the way I advise people as far as like the stock market, like if you have 1,000 shares of Apple and you make a 10,000% return, it's okay to shave some off along the way. It's silly to hold on to all your share because paper gain equal nothing. Okay, if you need to sell to pay for college or education or vacation, sell some. But there is no right time or wrong time. Okay, to me, it's just like if you need the money for something else, then sell some. But that's it.
Yeah, for me, if you were going to say sell all those books and buy an AF-15, that makes sense. But if you're just going to sell all those books and then, you know, flesh out your pull list for the next 5 years, I don't think I'd do that. They're going to continue to go up. I don't think there's any kind of crash that's in the future. I think it's different this time. There's real value behind these books now. It's not like it was in the 90s. They are fewer of them. They are scarce to a certain degree, more than the 90s books were. But if you're going to sell them to get something else, use that as a vehicle to get something, yeah, go nuts and sell them, because right now all those books you listed are going for record highs.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
if it's just to make money, though, no, I'm with John. If you're young, hang on to them, because
Paco Rizzo is a few years younger than me.
Okay.
Okay, so he's not like in his 50s. I'm 50. I'm gonna be 52 in 2 months. But to me, it's just like, you know, if you have multiple copies.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Absolutely sell some.
Yep. Okay? Then you're playing with the house's money.
You know, like I'll be the first to say I have 3 Hulk 181. One is at CGC right now because I will be selling one. There is no reason for me to have 3 copies of that book. Not when it's this crazy. Okay, one will go bye-bye next year. I'm not selling this year, but come after Christmas, one will be up for sale. Bye-bye. Okay, so...
How much, Nick? I'll take it. I'm dying to have a copy.
Depend on the grade, John. The one I have at CGC is most likely 7.0 to 7.5 at best. But we'll see. Like I said, until the grades come out, I don't know. But
I have a 180 for you.
The true first appearance of the Wolverine. Yes.
I picked it up at Heroes Con. That's getting sent in to get graded. So
I actually found a copy of 180 for 25 cents here at our local flea market about it's 15 or 18 years ago now. Yeah, I found a copy of Hulk 180 and X-Men 95 on the same day for 25 cents a piece.
Wow. Good find.
I agree with Knights of O. Knights of O's, in the chat room, there's a discussion like, would you have a bunch of books that are keys or one big one? Okay, and Knights of O said that he would rather have one big one than a lot of small ones.
Me too.
I would say I share that sentiment. Okay, if someone come to me today and say, Nick, I would take 3,000 of the book on your cabinet right now, and in return, you can get an 8.0 Captain America #1. I say, take the damn cabinet. Okay, I wouldn't hesitate one. Hulk 181 9.4. Get the frack out of here. Okay.
Why? Because you can always go back and get those.
Yeah.
Those books, I always think them as satellites. They're always in orbit. All you got to do is, if you have the money, you can reach up and get it. But a book, big book like they're not in orbit. They're stuck in collections. You really have to find them.
Yeah, X-Men 1, FF1, AF-15, none of those are hard to get.
Right.
Okay. Sure, it costs money, yes. But when it comes down to like cost money and hard to get, is Cap 1 8.0.
Yeah.
Okay. So or Action 1. If somebody come to me with, Nick, I have a Detective 27 5.0,
Yep.
in return, trade in all your Silver Age keys.
I walk around in
Yeah.
underwear while I'm doing this. Please.
Take them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I don't care for quantity.
Is it just me?
Yeah.
You know, actually, I'm kind of the opposite, because as it turns out, all these years later, the books that I love aren't even keys. Everything I love is not a key. So I'll take shit tons of inconsequential 20 centers.
I agree with that. I wouldn't sell them mostly because no one wants them, but because I love them. And that's what
Right.
my collection's going to be bizarre, because I'll have all the Silver Age keys and then a couple of short boxes full of my old tattered beat up 20-cent comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I share the same sentiment as Doc. Like, sure, you know, would I trade 3,000 books or whatever it is to get Detective 27 or Cap 1? Absolutely, but there are hundreds of books here that whoever it is that would trade me would say, no, you keep it. It's garbage.
Yeah.
I'd be fine having the garbage. Okay, like
I'll take the garbage.
Yeah, like my Iron Man run with Bob Layton. That's fine. They're worth nothing. I can keep them. Or the George Perez Teen Titans stuff that I love, or the John Byrne X-Men stuff that's not very high grade. I keep those. So there are books in my collection that are keepers. You know, because they're not worth a lot of money, and I don't own them for any financial reason. And yeah, I mean, there are those, and then there are plenty of books that are investment purpose only, and they can go. You know, they will go.
Yeah, well, at this point, the only thing I want is a new rake.
Hold on now, John. Are we talking a metal leaf rake or a rock rake, or what are we looking at here?
Plastic leaf rake, heavy duty, hard plastic. You know,
get the one with the pointy tips on it. They're anti-clog. I got 4 of them. If you were close, I'd give you one.
Oh yeah, well, hey man,
handle, John, you'd love it.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, I'm not doing anything. Maybe I'll drive up there and get one. You know. But yeah, that's all that's on my mind. Yeah, I'm not worried about the involuntary hurl 181. I'm worried about a new rake. So
well, anyhow, it's 8:07, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Anthony will be back next week. And once again, if I did not get to the question, my apology. For some reason, I cannot find them.
Yeah, zap them to me too, everybody.
Hey, and hey, don't be afraid to ask me questions. I don't bite.
Yes.
You know.
And the best way to ask question really is to post a comment in any one of our videos.
Yeah.
Okay. If anything that Doc and me and Anthony and Patrick are very good at is we usually read our comments.
I try to answer everybody, at least in that knowledge. I appreciate it.
At the least, I say thank you.
Yes.
Right. So unlike many people that usually don't do that, I read all the only time that I ignore the comment is when it's one of those smart Alec that like to jab me a little bit here and there. I avoid into the verbal sparring with people like that. But overall, at the least, I read them and say thank you or you're welcome or something. So that's the best way to ask the question. Anyhow, thank you, people. See you next week. And the 4 horsemen will be around next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
See y'all.
Yeah.